Today we have one of the most painful videos I have ever made on this channel. Honestly, this whole project turned into a total disaster. It all started when I ordered this epic ninja figure from Temu. It is actually Snake Eyes, by the way. Have you seen the movie? I built this figure in my previous video, and visually, I really liked it. It looked very cool. But the playability was absolutely terrible. Here, I will quickly show you what I mean. Everything is loose. The arms do not move properly, the body wobbles like crazy. Basically, there were a lot of problems. So I decided, okay, I will make this figure actually playable. And that part was not even the biggest problem. The real problem started when I also decided to turn him into Spider-Man. Because, as it turns out, you cannot just replace a few pieces and magically get a perfect custom figure. It is actually much easier to build everything from scratch like I did with my prototype figure. That one was really fun because I was designing everything from zero. But with this one, I suffered. For example, here I tried to rebuild the legs, but I immediately hated the result, so I had to redo everything again. So yeah, this video was really hard to make. Please leave a like and watch it till the end, so I know all this work was worth it. I started by taking out all the pieces, thinking, okay, now I'm going to fix everything. But of course, it was not that simple. I decided to start with the arms, and here you can see just a small part of the struggle. I kept trying different pieces and different ways to build this arm. One version did not work, then another one did not work either. Honestly, it would have been much easier to just build a new figure from scratch. By the way, this part of the build is sped up 90 times. And this one poor arm alone took me around 40 minutes in real time. But in the end, I finally got one arm finished. Here I filmed the different parts a little closer, so you can see how the shoulder muscles, upper arms, forearms, and hands turned out. The second arm was definitely much easier. Here I changed the camera angle and filmed the build from above, so it looks much cleaner and more satisfying. And yes, when I show it like this, it looks fast and simple. But trust me, it was not easy. So please leave a like for the effort. Next, I decided to make the head. Even before starting this build, I had an idea to use the head from my old Spider-Man Bionicle style figure. I built that figure a very long time ago on this channel. It was actually one of my first videos ever. You can watch it if you want to see how I used to make videos back then. Maybe it will even be interesting. Here I opened up the top section of the body a bit so the head could fit properly. Then I spent an unreal amount of time looking for this flat blue piece just so I could secure everything nicely. After that, I decided to attach the arms and see how the figure was starting to look. There is still a lot more work to do. I need to rebuild the back, and I also really want to add something in the center of the chest. Something like an epic spider logo, because this figure is just asking for it. First I found one piece, but I did not really like how it looked. So I decided to start by rebuilding the chest panel itself and replacing the pieces with red ones. And this is what I got. Honestly, I think it looks really cool. I like it a lot. But still, this chest definitely needs some kind of spider in the middle. Then I found this white spider piece. I think it is from a Venom figure, but honestly it works pretty well here too. I also spent quite a lot of time thinking about how to attach it nicely, and this is what I came up with. Finally, I am actually happy with something in this build. Leave a thumbs up if you also like how this chest panel with the spider turned out. But I was still not done with the chest. There was still a lot of work left, so for now I had to remove the spider again and keep figuring things out. Then I put the arms back in place to see how everything looked together. And honestly, I liked it. It took a lot of work, but the figure was slowly starting to look pretty good. I really did not like how the hip joint was connected to the torso on the original ninja figure. It was super bad for playability. So I decided to completely change this whole section and use this type of joint instead. Basically, I had to rebuild everything here, or honestly, almost build it from scratch. Funny little belly. Anyway, now I am building the abdominal area and still finishing the chest, because I want this whole figure to look as epic as possible. By the way, write in the comments how much real time you think I had already spent on rebuilding this Spider-Man up to this point. Just the arms, chest, belly, and back. Did you write your guess? Exactly 134 minutes, or 2 hours and 14 minutes. And remember, this is only filming time. I was constantly stopping the recording to look for the right pieces. Next, I quickly built the back and the rear section. And here is a closer look at the chest and the head that I made. and the back section as well. Okay, now it is time to rebuild these epic massive legs. And when I imagined having to replace all of these pieces again, I decided to try building the legs from scratch instead. And this is what I got for the thighs and lower legs. I did not even really want to show the lower legs properly because I just did not like any of this. Even if I added more muscle to the thighs and tried to make some kind of quadriceps, it still did not look cool. So yeah, forget all of that. I decided to try modifying the original black legs from our ninja figure after all. And I started with the thighs. Little by little, I took everything apart and rebuilt the legs. And this is how the thigh turned out. I also filmed it a little closer so you can see the pieces and the shape more clearly. And by the way, I even used some of my childhood building pieces here. See this triangular piece? The color is slightly different because it is so old that it has literally faded over time. I attached the lower leg just to check the proportions. I will rebuild that part completely differently. I actually really like the original lower leg of the ninja figure, especially the way it transitions from a 2-piece wide construction into a 1-piece wide. Basically, it gets narrower and you can tell the designers actually put some thought into it. But the way it attaches does not work for my version at all. So I am changing the entire connection and basically rebuilding the whole lower leg too. Well, what else can I do? It is kind of funny how when you pull out this cross axle, the whole thing just falls apart. So apparently everything was being held together only by that one axle. Anyway, let's build the lower leg, and in a moment I will show you what I ended up with. You also have to understand that I have a very limited amount of pieces. Of course, if I had, let's say, 100 copies of every existing building piece, I could easily rebuild everything by simply replacing the black parts with blue ones. But I do not have that many pieces, so I constantly had to invent something, search for alternatives, replace pieces with whatever I could find, and just somehow make it work. And this is how the lower legs turned out. I also filmed them closer, so if you are interested, you can see exactly which pieces I used here. Now I am attaching everything back in place, and honestly, I think it looks pretty good. The next thing I decided to rebuild was these cover pieces on top of the legs. They attach directly to the hip joint. At first, I left these parts for later, because the original figure used one large black piece here, and I simply did not have the same piece in blue. So instead, I had to come up with my own replacement, using several smaller blue pieces. And I think it looks great. Here is how it looks up close. And now the legs attach here like this. Now we only have the feet left, so we are very close to finishing our epic Spider-Man. These little wing pieces are not exactly Spider-Man style, but I decided to leave them for now. Maybe in the final version, they will still look pretty good. So I replaced some pieces with red ones and started rebuilding both feet at the same time. To replace these black pieces on the back of the feet, I would have to take the whole feet apart and rebuild them almost from scratch, so I decided to leave them like this. Honestly, I think they still look pretty good. Here is a closer look at the foot, and now we can finally attach both feet to the figure. And honestly, I think this figure turned out awesome.
Yeah.
It took a lot of work. I spent more than 5 hours just filming this build, not even counting all the time I spent searching for pieces, testing different ideas, and figuring out how everything should work. So please leave a like for the effort. It really supports me a lot and helps me keep making videos like this. And now, let's take a look at the final result. I especially love how this figure looks next to a regular minifigure. It turned out absolutely massive, and I am really happy with it. And most importantly, it is super playable now. Nothing is loose anymore, and that was the main goal of this whole rebuild. Subscribe to the channel and definitely write your opinion in the comments, or just write anything you want. leave a like, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.